right, so you're at the point where you catch the case and you plea out to 3 years.
Yeah.
All right. Was it a federal case or was it was a federal case?
Yeah.
All right. So let me just ask you this because it's not too many times where you can ask somebody this question. How does it feel when you get your discovery, bro, and it says your name versus the United States of America?
I think really when I seen it during that time, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what? You know what I mean? I'm like, I wasn't going against the world like in that format. I was thinking I'm doing something just for my own benefit and just something to really move around and make ends meet that led to it being bigger. When I kind of seen that, it kind of threw me off, to be honest, because I don't know if any of the listeners or watchers understand what it's saying when they're saying it's you versus the United States. That's like what's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is serious. And when I realized that it was serious, it was like, it went to the point that it was bigger than it just being a serious situation, because what they did to get me locked up, I did 9 months on pretrial confinement. So they basically organized the situation to say that I was AWOL, even though I was showing up, doing formation, doing the jogs, doing the PT, doing everything. They set it up to where I was AWOL because they couldn't slow me down, because I just didn't feel like I was stoppable. I was just belligerent. I was ignorant to the situation. So if somebody would speak on something, I would cuss them out. I'd tell them like, this my world type of situation. And they literally was like, nah, you're not even capable of being a representation of this government or this United States of America or whatever it is. We got to sit you down to really get this process going, because they felt like you got too much money, you got too many opportunities, you can just flee. You can just get away if you really want to get away. But they didn't know I never had no plans on getting away, because I thought I was unstoppable. When I was going through it, I was really like, they not going to be able to close this on me. Because I'm like, I'll get a lawyer, I'll do all this other stuff. In my mind, I thought that I was unstoppable.
And at this point, you know it's a fake case.
And I know it.
Like that?
And I still felt like
so
that.
A 97 conviction rate, you still thinking that, like...
I was out of it, bro. I was the money, the power, all of that really made me think that I was just unstoppable. Anybody would tell you during that time, I never once was like, I think I'm about to go, or I think it's all over. I never felt it. I always felt like I'm gonna keep going. Like, they can't stop me. It was weird. Why I thought that, I cannot tell you to this day, but it was just like, I thought that I had too many people on my side to be stopped. It was like, I'm dealing with the whole unit.
Right.
Everybody's covering for me. They had to send me to another unit to go against everything that I was doing, because the unit I was with, they was all with it. They was locked in. It was no breaking my barrier.
Is that what ended up, like, because you said at first if you went to trial and lost, they would have gave you, they were trying to give you life.
Yeah, they were trying to give me 108 years, I think, or 103 years.
So how did it go from you, like, initially facing that to you being able to take a plea for 3 years, especially since, I mean, it's not like you told on nobody, you didn't have nobody to tell on, no co-defendants. When you don't have that with the feds, how are you able to get, like, a big jump when you don't have the opportunity to flip? Like, that's usually how people get their time off.
Right.
So how was you able to go from that much time to being able to take a plea for 3 years?
Once I got into pretrial confinement is when all of that came up. The reason I was on pretrial confinement for 9 months was because they kept trying to get me to tell on somebody or get me to convince them that it was something that was going on, and I just wouldn't budge. Like, I spent like 3 months of that time in the hole. So it was to the point that I was just against everything that they was going with. I'm like, I'm not talking, I'm not working with nobody, I'm not saying nothing, I'm taking it to trial. Like, I was that type of mindset, like, I'ma beat it. My whole time I'm telling them, like, y'all don't got nothing on me, y'all don't know nothing about me, I don't know what y'all talking about. the people that is my co-defendants and is saying that I gave them anything, I was in denial of every single thing, all the way down to the T. So it was like month after month, they would keep coming back and being like, hey, do you want to talk to us? Nope, I don't want to talk. I'm straight. I'm doing my time. Nope, I don't want to talk. So by, I would say like the 8th month of them steady coming back to me, now by this time, I done got into fights with people. I done got into fights with the guards. Like, I just was going crazy because I was really in a mental state that wasn't really safe for myself because I didn't know myself. I was just like, what am I going through? And it was breaking me down during that time. And it was like, so you really, and the lawyer keep coming back to me, so you really gonna take this to trial after everything that I'm presenting to you, everything that I'm showing you? We don't really want to take it there and do that to you because, yes, the charges say this, but when it's 103 years or 108 years, that's max everything if you get maxed everything. Now, that's not going to happen to you because it's your first conviction. So they're not going to max everything out, but you still can get something that you won't want to get. So I'm sitting in there with guys that's taking it to trial, and this is during my 9 months, for murders and all type of stuff. And these guys coming back like, man, I just got 45 years. I just got life. I just got 18 years. I just got this. They coming back with crazy stories. And I'm still at this point for like 8 months, like, I'm taking this to trial. What was making me feel that empowered? I cannot tell the world. I don't know. Something was wrong with me during that time that it was like I was delusional, bro. Like, to really think that I was going to go take that to war like that, knowing they had the witnesses, they had everything they needed to have. They had cracked down on everybody. They had started tapping into bank accounts, everything they knew, damn near everything that they needed to know about me. And the money that I had, the cars that I had, the houses that I was involved with, they had knew everything. So for me to keep saying that, it was like I was just playing a trick with myself, trying to believe the lie. And I was standing on it, and I was just like, nah, this is just what it is. And then finally, one day, I don't know, it could have been a multitude of two situations. I think I got a call that my brother was locked up, and then my dad was locked up. So this is all during the same time, and I'm like, what am I about to do? Like,
and this is your dad's second prison beat, right?
Yeah. So I'm sitting in there like, what am I about to do? Like, everything's really falling. And I've been in here 8 months, and they ain't trying to budge. I don't got no bond. I don't got nothing. They like, you in here till you break, sit here. You know what I mean? And I was already looking at it like, I'm facing time anyway. I'm going to sit here. So I had this grudge on my shoulder like, nah, I don't care about nothing. So it turned me into like going against the grain, against anything that anybody was talking about. I didn't care. Now I'm in this bag that I'm like, nah, just keep me in the hole, because every time I get out in the public, somebody say something to me, I'm going off. I just was short-tempered, and that ain't even my temperament, but that situation made me be in that type of mode, because it was like, what do you do when you're back against the wall? When the guard's telling me, you got to do this, you got to go to sleep at this time, you got to, and you like, what? I just was free, living the best life I could be living. Like, I'm doing anything, and y'all trying to tell me I'm about to be living like this, and it just made me turn into something completely different. But like I said, by like the 8th month, he came to me like, they want to offer you 10 years, this, that, and the third. I had talked to him, and because I've been seeing you've been trying to change, and you've been doing this, and I had did some courses and all this other stuff during that time to try to lighten up what my character was to what they was going to present during my case. So he like, we got him down to 3 years, and you got to do it all. They don't want to let you do anything outside of that. You could try to go up for parole or any of this, but most likely you're not going to do it. You're not going to get it or whatever. So the whole time I'm like, I'm hearing people like, man, I got 3 years, and my boy got 3 years, and he got out in like a year, whoop, whoop, da-da-da-da. So I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to get off easy. But lo and behold, I literally had to do all of the time. Like, I had to sit there the whole time. So it was like, it was one of them things that I didn't really know what was going on. And by the time they brought the 3 years, I had changed my whole mindset to being like, I can just beat this, to let me just take something and get out of here. Because the lawyer was telling me, like, bro, I don't want to see you throw away your whole life. And then you got other guys in there too, like, telling me, like, bro, you tripping. You trying to go against this, like, they don't got, like, look at your packet, bro. My packet like this thick. You not beating that just scot-free. In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to beat this scot-free. They like, nah, bro. And the lawyer was he just kept it real with me. He like, bro, just take some time and get it over with. You still got so much more life to live. You got so many more things to do. And just transition yourself into something different. And that's what ended up leading me to taking the plea for 3.